If you want to know the fastest way to get the highest tier of ancient weapon fragments to easily craft the best Artian weapons or drown with the highest tier of decorations for your builds, you are in the right place. This method will let you earn 75 highest tier of ancient weapon fragments within minutes or get as much as 50 highest tier of sword decorations or 100 armor decorations in a short amount of time. These decorations and Artian parts method will likely get nerfed or completely removed by Capcom soon, so do this as soon as you can. You need a lot of guild points when following this method, so I will cover that as well. This method is made possible by farming the night flower pollen, which only spawns under a full moon. But if you follow this method, I will be showing you how to skip all of the boring processes and make things so much easier to the point that you won't believe it. The night flower pollen will later be traded to Nara for gold melding or relic tickets. Once you stockpile these golden tickets like candy, they will later be traded in Suja's melding pot for the highest tier decorations and ancient weapon fragments so you can craft the best Artian weapons more easily than ever before. As mentioned, this method will require a lot of guild points as well, so I will share my best methods to earn guild points easily in this guide so you can sustain the entire process. For you to take advantage of this method, you need to be at least HR or Hunter rank 9. Before we move on to the actual farming steps, we need to set up our key camp locations in Windward Plains, which is going to be our main farming grounds. Head to Area 3 and notice that I am showing the location on the screen right now. Ride the Sacred and climb the nearby vines for you to reach the upper area and finally set up your camp. Next is going to Area 9, which is near the actual second farming spot, so set up another camp here. After setting up the camp, you are all set and it is time to start the actual farming process. Start the process by accessing your tent in your main base camp and then select rest with plenty set as the weather while the in-game time is set to nighttime. After resting, you will notice that the moon is not in the full moon state. Step 2 requires saving your progress and force closing the game or quitting on your desktop normally. Remember to quit on your desktop or completely close the game since a lot of players are making mistake quitting the game and heading to the title menu only, not closing the game entirely. Now for step 3, boot the game and access the online single player mode, but I believe it applies to private lobbies as well. Quitting the game entirely and continuing your progress will force the game to set the in-game time under a full moon. And you will notice this right away after logging back in. And remember, for the key farming item to spawn, the in-game time needs to be under full moon. Continue by talking to Alma and head to your optional quest. Then find the high rank 4-star Balahara quest that has a quest name of the desert knows not the sea. Accept and quickly start the quest and you are ready to go. Now for step 5, fast travel to the camp located at Area 3 that we set up as soon as the quest starts. Ride your Sacred and make sure it is on sprint mode before you press jump for your hunter to reach the upper area. Right off the bat, you will see a plant located on the nearby cliff. Wait 30 seconds to 1 minute and it will surely bloom. You can also farm the nearby ore material nodes if you want to while waiting for the flower to bloom. Fast forward to the flower where it actually blooms, and once it is done so, gather its pollen, which is the night flower pollen. You are done in this area, and in step 6, we'll let you get the second night flower pollen. Teleport to Area 9 where we set up our second camp when we started this guide and head to Area 10. Here's the location of the second flower for your convenience. Jump to the lower area and ride your Sacred past the river. Not for long, you will be seeing the second night flower or the ephemeral flower. Jump from your Sacred and gather its pollen as fast as you can. Now that you have 2 night flower pollens, quit your optional quest by selecting Return from Quest in your missions and quest menu. Upon returning to the base camp, talk to Alma again and access the same quest that we just ran. This will respawn the 9 flower pollens in the area, so you just need to repeat step 5 onwards where you will be gathering 2 night flower pollens again and quitting the quest. Take note that the time is actually moving, so the flower will not bloom when the full moon cycle is over. You can easily confirm this if the flower doesn't bloom anymore. Depending on how fast you are when doing the whole process, you can get as many as 4 to 5 quest cycles like in my usual routine. So that's 10 night flower pollens before the full moon cycle ends. Once the full moon cycle is over, rest in your base camp and remember to reset and set the time to plenty and nighttime. Exit the tent quickly and save your game. Close the game entirely and not just quitting on your main menu. keep this in mind. The full moon is back so you can do your quest cycles again. As long as you have guild points, you can continue this method and each reset costs 300 points. If you're getting value out of this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me a lot and I appreciate your support. Now that you know how to farm the actual base material to make this whole method work, I'm assuming you do have a lot of night flower pollens already. Farming gold tickets is the next step. It is a totally different process but it is much easier. Talk to Nata who is located near your tent and access item trade. Pick Seka item trade and this is where the gold ticket appears and 1 gold ticket requires 1 night flower pollen. But if a gold ticket is not present on the menu, head to your tent and access rest and set the weather to plenty and nighttime. But I believe it doesn't affect Nata's available items, so feel free to pick any weather you want. I just had a lot of success normally with the weather set at plenty and nighttime. Check Nata's Seka item trade once again and if any golden ticket is available, trade it with pollens. There are actually 2 types of golden tickets that you can trade in Seka. A gold melding ticket which we will trade for decorations later on and a gold relic ticket which will then be traded for ancient weapon fragments to craft Artian weapons. My advice is to get any kinds of golden ticket, especially if you are new to the game since you will be needing both anyway. But you notice that this method requires a lot of guild points as well to reset the time. No worries about that, there's a farming method that I will be sharing later on to cover this need. Now for you to enjoy the fruit of your efforts, head to Suja and access the melding pot. Let's start with decorations first and let's access Ancient Orb Sword which costs 120 points each. Before trading, you will see that a single gold melding ticket gives you a whopping 1,200 points. Let's try trading 4 golden tickets and this will give us 40 Ancient Orb Sword decorations or 80 Ancient Orb Armor decorations since it costs way less compared to the sword decorations. Note that these 2 types of decorations are the highest tier in the game that can give you the best of the best decorations, especially the ones that can give you double skills. When it comes to ancient weapon fragments which cost 80 points per piece, 5 gold relic tickets can give you as much as a mind-blowing 75 Rarity 8 Artian parts. This will make your Artian weapon hunting much faster and easier. Crafting the best of the best Artian gears was never been this easy. Just in case you are wondering why you do not have the ancient weapon fragments option in the melding pot, first you will need to reach Hunter rank 50 before you can craft them. I mentioned that you will need a lot of guild points to make this method work, especially if you are new to the game. Your guild points can easily dry up after a series of time resets, so eventually you will need to replenish it. To do so, fast travel to Scarlet Forest and head to Area 8. There is a hidden cave here past the waterfalls. Head inside the cave and set up a pop-up camp as you will be visiting this area a lot. Head inside the tent and make sure to reset the time under the plenty weather, and after that, head outside to the nearby lake which hosts a lot of fish and these are the ones that you will be catching. Equip your fishing net and start catching all of the fish available near you. Once you are done in this part of the area, head to the other side by heading back to the entrance of the cave and diving into the water to access the other side of the area. There will be a lot of fish for you to catch here and also a wyvern coin that you can collect. Once you've caught all of the fish in the area, teleport to another biome and return to the cave to respawn all of the fish. If the fish doesn't respawn right away, use the regular fishing rod and cast the lure. Once the fish respawn, switch back to your net and continue your farming sessions. Another bonus tip is that you can sell all of the platinum and golden scales that you got from fishing to any base merchants and net a lot of zenny. By following these fishing methods, you will never run out of zenny or guild points. Once you have a lot of guild points to burn, continue farming the night flower pollens and exchange it for the strongest decorations and Artian weapons. There is a huge chance that the night flower pollen method will be nerfed soon, so make sure to farm it now when you can. These are all crazy farming spots, but if you are on the fence and thinking of playing Monster Hunter Wilds, this video will cover my complete unbiased review of the game, and I will catch you on the next one.